I know, and well, personally, you've been one of my favourite teammates, and to play alongside you, how competitive you are, and then after celebrating success, and even the chats we have, hence the reason why I've got on this podcast, because we do have some really cool chats. But when I was playing for Canterbury and playing against you, I hated you, and I didn't want to play against you. And you go out to bat, and lots of guys have the similar feelings where they go out to bat and they go, "Oh no, jeez," blah, blah, blah. And it's not necessarily the way you're bowling, obviously well, but it's everything around it that makes you feel a little bit, "Oh, this guy must be a nightmare to play with." He's so competitive. But when I came to Wellington and actually started playing with you, I'm like, this guy's the man. So where does that, I guess, attitude or that competitiveness, was that developed over time? Have you always had that, or how do you go about approaching the game in terms of versing the team you're playing, and compared to being with the teammates? And
I think, I don't know, we Aussies have this stigma of being hard-nosed. I hate to use this word, pricks. But they're actually quite soft. And the reason why I use them as an example is because I have a mentor that I've always used, Jason Wells, who started working with me when I was a 16-year-old. When I say working, just being a mate. And he was someone I aspired to be, and then now he's moved on from cricket and he's very successful in the business world. But we always talk. So for 20-odd years, 25 years, he's been a mate. And he's been in advertising, he's been in all sorts of different walks of life, but his big thing was fake it till you make it. And that's part of my role as an off spinner, which is one of the most boring arts in cricket. Your best ball can get hit for six, but your best ball can clip the top of leg stump and you look like a genius. But you got to fake it till you make it. If you can, I don't believe it. This is where hopefully my influence on some guys around the group is start to grow some stature around themselves. Doesn't necessarily mean runs and wickets. Yes, you need that to back up what you say, but at the end of the day, if you're a tough competitor, if you want to be out there to win games or win moments in games, then your team will be more successful for it. And that was the biggest thing for me, was just to learn to fake it and to make others believe that I was good enough. All it takes is a seed to be planted in someone's head for someone to think that something's going to happen. Yeah. It doesn't need to happen.
Yeah. I really enjoy your gamesmanship, I guess, when it comes to, even yesterday we played a T20 game and I was playing against Jeetan in the WPL, and I defended a ball and pretty much came out of the middle of my bat, and you stood in the middle of the pitch and you looked at the umpire, and don't know what you said, but I've seen it heaps of times. If he misses that ball, that's out. Did you just, I guess that's experience, and you pick up on those things, those little kind of ways of, getting ahead of not only the batsman, but getting the umpire's ear and.
Oh, look, it's just a 1%, Logan. I think everyone in life is striving for that 1% to be better than the next person, or to skim the system in some way. It's human nature to want to take shortcuts. That's not necessarily a shortcut, but it's just to get ahead. We spoke about it after the day's play with the Valley Vipers. Grant Elliott was in the room talking about how we don't talk enough cricket. We sit there and we're happy to talk about what's happening on Facebook, Twitter, whatever happens in life, and that's cool. That's very good. It's great actually that people are broadening their minds. However, do we sit down and talk about cricket? And I spoke about trying to gain a 1%. As a bowler in a 2020 game, you're up against it. Everything's against you unless the conditions favour you, or you're having a good day, or you've got enough runs on the board. There's all these other factors that can help there. But how can you just gain that 1 more %? How can you get it to 51, 49, eventually 55, 45, and on good days run at 80, 20, and if it means getting an umpire's ear and having some banter with him, but it's fun. That's probably the one thing that I've learnt in the last 5 years. I actually love cricket. And it's hard to think that I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to play it. But such is life, and I'm lucky again to say that I can still influence guys from the other side of the fence.
Do you think there's a quote you said a few times, and I see it in your preparation and the way you train, but you say perfecting my craft. Is that something that's kept you in the game for this long? Is the pursuit of perfecting your craft? Off spin, batting?
Well, it's just gamesmanship, just playing the game. I'm a big believer that, as a 3-year-old, I had whatever skills I had, and yes, I've enhanced them, but ultimately, why did I play cricket? Why do I play cricket? And the question of why is something I've had to ask myself a lot recently. But why do I do these things? It's because I love my core skill, and that's whether that's my run-up, whether it's the way I release the ball, whether it's just sitting on the sideline watching the game unfold. I love my core skill, and I will always pay attention to my core skill. From there, let's work out what we need.